Hey, sneak peekers. I'm Grace here on the red carpet of the girl from Plainville.
Michelle Cotter, 17-year-old girl. Texts her friends for 3 days telling them her boyfriend's missing, but this girl knew he wasn't missing. She was in contact with him the whole time, right up until he killed himself. Just texts. Due respect? Those are messed up texts. I think she was telling him to do it, encouraging him.
What stood out to you guys most about the story, like their stories?
I think that it was the idea that we knew that there was a deeper dive that had to be done, that anything that people thought beyond the text. Exactly, because again, this is something we talk about quite often, that we had access to thousands of text messages, hundreds of pages of depositions and testimony, and those enabled us to build a picture of their lives, both with their friends, with their families, with each other, and that's part of the story that people really don't know yet, and we're hoping that we're going to be able to bring that to light.
When we read Jesse's article, there was so much there that wasn't seen and expressed in about Michelle, about the families, and about Conrad, and so we felt that there was an opportunity to explore these characters and the relationships and look at this situation with more empathy and try and give a little bit of a fuller picture of the whole.
What drew you to this story? Obviously, it was a very big news story. There's like a documentary about it, and what made you want to humanize it in this way?
I was pretty young when the court case was going on, but on the news it was very well known and talked about. I think my mother was kind of following the case. I was still in high school, so I wasn't following it as much, but I remember seeing Michelle Carter's photo and those paparazzi pictures of her coming out of the court and the eyebrows and the scowl, and I remembered her, and that now it kind of has become known as this texting suicide case. So that's pretty much all I knew until I read the Esquire article that Jesse Barron wrote, who's a producer on the show as well, and he just shows such a it's not a new side. I think it's just a deeper side that goes beyond the headlines, which I think what we hope our show does. That kind of shows this unbiased perspective of these two families and this modern, very modern love story in a way. And obviously it ends in a very tragic, horrible, very sad way, but it could only be done in this modern world using technology. So what's so interesting, and that's what drew me to the project, I think all of us are addicted to our phones. I mean, that adrenaline rush that you have when you get a text or receive a comment or what it may be. I know I feel that way. So that's what interested me.
Did you sift through a lot of the texts yourself too? Like, what was?
I did. And we did have access to all of the text messages. Research-wise, to play Michelle, there's not a lot of footage of her actually speaking or giving any interviews or anything like that. But Jesse was a great source because he had interviewed a lot of, during the trial he was there and had moved there to write this article. So we did have a lot of access. But then at the same time, we are creating a character and we don't know everything, so you do have to fill in the blanks, which Liz and Patrick did as showrunners and as writers, but it's really intense to play.
I'm sure.
Quick question. So we're from UT and we're students. So what advice, if any, do you have for UT students hoping to get into the entertainment industry?
Keep writing. Always.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. Read a lot and write a lot. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, I think, just keep going. You might get a lot of no's. I think take every single opportunity like it's the biggest opportunity, even if it's, a small film or a small part, you have to treat it like it's such a learning experience. You don't know where it's going to lead to. So that's what I would say. I want to tell our story. Our love story.